Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Around from Sparkling Memoriez, a place where you can improve your relationship and build in terms of a better relationship with your food, peers, and of course yourself. And today's topic, we're going to talk about fighting for a relationship. Why? It depends, because fighting for a relationship has a lot to do with the person as far as what you're getting out of it and what you're giving into it. So I'm going to give you like 7 ideas that I come up with to actually convince you whether or not it's something worth fighting for. Now, I'm not talking about every relationship is meant to be fought for in terms of if you fall out, then you should just leave the person. When I say fight for, I'm not saying that a person already in a relationship and you trying to play the third wheel. We're not talking about a situation like that. I'm talking about a situation we've been with someone for a very long time, or a situation where y'all started at one area and then y'all started to build and build together, and you actually trying to turn it into something more than it was from the jump when you first started the relationship. So when it comes to fighting for a relationship, I'm not talking about if, say for instance, you want the person and you trying to get a person attention. No, we're not talking about that kind of fight for a relationship because Susie and Lisa, everybody's looking at the same guy that you looking at, so you have to fight in order to get the person. No. I'm talking about you have an existing relationship and you're already with that person. Okay? I'll be very clear, because some people look like they don't know how to count when you're in a relationship. The relationship is 2 people. Some of people cannot count. So they want to get involved, then find someone that is uninvolved, unattached. It's really that simple. Now, when I talk about fighting for a relationship, the first thing, is it worth it? Is it something that's gaining something positive in your life, or is it something that's constantly pulling on you and you trying to literally grab to the surface to see exactly what the problem is? You don't want to be the type of person that's holding off to their life and the other person's like nonchalant, like whatever, she always gonna be here, I can say and do whatever I want. That should even be the case, because if you love someone to a point where you're not loving yourself, then you are literally doing too much. There's a point in time where you have to distinguish which one is more important. When you start putting so many people before yourself and you're trying and you're doing, and the other person is nonchalant and is completely MIA, isn't doing much or putting much effort as you, this is a sign that you're wasting your time. It's not even about trying to fight for something. You have to fight for something that's worth fighting for. You don't want to be stuck in something that is not worth fighting for. You wasting your time and everybody else's time. Because guess what? The next person is out there waiting on you. You over here trying to fix this flat. When you over here, you could get a brand new ride. That's the difference. Now, when it comes to that, it takes a lot of things into consideration. You don't want to be the type of person that I invested my time, my money, my efforts. Well, you missed all the red flags in the jump. That isn't anybody's fault. There's some reason that you may or may not wanted to have seen it and you didn't recognize the flags, and that's okay. A lot of us want to say that we could get into something, everything was going to be great in the beginning. It's not, okay? At some point, the red flags are going to show, and you have to decide if that's something that you want or something you don't want for yourself. Prime example, if you actually get involved with someone, right, and they don't even tell you that they have children, you find out down the line they have a baby mama and they have children. Now, y'all haven't gotten to the point in the relationship where you talk about whether or not they had children, and that's fine. You find it out, and then you have to decide whether or not you want someone with kids already, because some of us don't have a problem with this new person having an ex, having children, and having a past. You know, it depends on you. When you get into something, you have to do something that you are comfortable with, okay? Because when it gets to a point that you're uncomfortable, it's time to move forward. And I don't want to say that in such a bad way, because I know some of y'all are some ride and die chicks. You want to be there for him constantly, and whatever he say, whatever he do, you're going to be right there at his side. The difference is When you do that, you subconsciously telling the person they can do whatever they want, and you're going to be right there. You don't want to be the person that tomorrow they're going to cheat. The next day, you're right there next to them. And then guess what? That little bit of self-respect or some kind of understanding of caring for you is not there. You know why? Because they lose a little bit more respect when it comes to you, because you are already setting a standard and saying, go ahead, cheat. I could be right here. No. They're going to look at you like you have low self-esteem, and guess what? You don't set the bar low, so they're going to treat you low. When you step it up and you step it up high, they know what to expect. If they can use you and abuse you, and you allow it, and you have no repercussions for it, you always going back to the person, you always tell them, oh baby, that's fine. It's going to take me some time to get over this, and we can work it out. Guess what? You keep being a mat, people are going to keep walking over you. Okay? You don't want to be the type of person that's a doorknob, and guess what? Everyone gets a turn. Okay? You don't want to be the person. What you want to do is be that person that is like, I really like Mary, you know, but she's the one that got away. You know why? Because Mary had self-esteem. Mary saw something in a relationship that she didn't want, and she moved forward. And guess what? He's going to always be checking for her. He's going to always be trying to get the next best thing, or someone that's similar to Mary. And guess what? Some cases you will end up with somebody, but guess what? We have something that is called karma. So, if it's okay, yes, it depends, because some people understand compromise. Compromise is when it's two people that's willing to say, okay, this is what happened, this can be fixed, or it can't. It's really up to you what you think is considered fixable and what you consider not fixable. For one thing, a lot of people that cheat on you and you give them that leg or that extra edge, they're going to do it once again. Because some of you young ladies, and I'm not talking about ladies in general, some of them. I know it's one young lady, I don't even understand this, because the person cheated on you several times. This person been caught lying to you. This person been caught getting involved in an entire relationship with someone else. And you taking them back every time. They are not committed to you in any shape or form. Y'all don't have children together. Y'all just basically doing things when it's convenient for him. You know what you're doing? You let it be dragged through the mud, and you're allowing it. And when you get to a point where this same person decides to settle down, guess what? They're going to pick you. You know why they're going to pick you? Because you're easy. They could get over you at any time, and they could live their life according to how they want, and they don't even have to level up. They could be there cheating and lying on you, and you are stepping it all these years. You still going to step it when you are done married, because you are stepping it when you was the girlfriend. You are stepping it when you were the fiance. What's going to stop you from stepping it when you're the wife? You are stepping it all these years. You don't want to be the person that he says, well, she's always there. Let me go for this girl. She always there. She ain't going anywhere no matter what I do. Do you really want that for yourself? I'm telling you, it's a real thin line when people actually seeing things that do and don't work, and then you still want to understand why it's not working. Yes, some people might like the thought or idea of you, but you have to respect yourself to understand. When you're in a relationship, it's fine, but some of these relationships are meant to be. Okay? When you're giving out so much of yourself that you have to second guess yourself, you have to look for advice, you're there thinking that it's one way and it's something else. When you constantly have to do this, it is complicated. You know why it's complicated? Because it's probably not meant to be. It's very hard for some people to look at it that way and say, well, I invested a lot of time and effort into it. Yes, you have. But was it worth it in the long run? You have to love yourself more than you love that particular person. If you love that person more than you love yourself, then you really have to sit back and see exactly what it is you're doing. Because at this point, you're doing a little bit too much. You can't be out here loving someone more than you love yourself. Loving yourself means having boundaries, understanding what you want and what you don't want. The difference between fighting for a relationship, fight for a relationship that's worth your time. Now, if you have to fight for a relationship, then it's probably not meant for you. Relationships are not going to be easy. You're always going to have the fights. You're always going to have the happy times and the in-between times. The difference is if you think it's worth it. That's the difference. So next time, this is Miss Sitaram from Sparkling Memories. Bye-bye.